Check out what's making headlines in your newspapers this morning. I'm not alone, though. I'm joined this morning by news editor of the Herald newspaper, Miss Rochelle de Kock. Always a pleasure, Rochelle, and good morning to you. Let's kickstart a conversation with this story on the front page of the Herald here. I see residents confused after IEC address glitch. Now, according to the story here, from Sherwood to Velma Townships and Parsons Hill to Boysons Park, it seems several Bay residents who tried to change their address at polling stations. It seems that their weekend were left quite puzzled after they were re-registered to vote at stations far from where they actually live.
Yes, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me. Yes, absolutely. We all aware that there were some system glitches over the weekend as the IEC tested, its new system, and encouraging residents who had perhaps moved over the last 5 years to go and register at, the new voting stations. And there were quite a few readers that reached out to us. And, even in our own newsroom, in fact, there were 2 people that experienced it, where they went and they, registered for, or tried to register at their new addresses, and the system was offline, and, things were taken down manually with pen and paper. And only to find out, when they get the SMSs later, you are now successfully registered at a voting ward, in fact, that is kilometers away from where they actually live, absolutely not within their ward boundaries. So this was obviously quite a big concern. And I think this, if it is very widespread, which we don't think it is, and the IEC doesn't appear to think so, it could be a problem.
Yeah, I'm seeing here that the IEC's regional supervisor here, Crosby, saying that, he did not have details on this address mix-up, but it was likely caused by system glitches. Hopefully, the IEC can get this resolved. But also on the same front page, Rochelle, I see here the headline about the UK keeping South Africa on COVID-19 red list, which is quite a huge barrier to travel.
It is absolutely. I mean, we all know when the UK kept South Africa on the red list, it was absolutely devastating for some expats that haven't been home, in years, since the COVID pandemic hit us here. They were talking about the fact that, they have to pay so much money when they do go back, in order to quarantine, and it's just something that's not affordable. This is obviously, it caused quite an outcry amongst, those who are keen to travel, particularly because the reasons given don't really make much sense to us in terms of, scientifically. We know that the UK has put forward some reasons that, because the beta variant is very dominant in South Africa, but we know that not to be true. We know that it's the Delta variant that is predominantly found in COVID cases in South Africa. So we really hope that this matter gets resolved shortly.
Yeah, because experts saying that this decision is not scientifically based at all. Yeah. All right, but let's move on to the Star newspaper, Rochelle. They have a story about, the late Jolidi Matongo, remembered as a man of integrity, only having spent 40 days in his position as the mayor of the city of Johannesburg. Obviously, just after the late Jeff Makobo was also laid to rest. We'll be seeing more commemorations coming through, won't we, regarding, just about the man that he was, but also the work that he had planned to contribute.
It was an absolutely heartbreaking situation. I mean, 40 days in office, and the last day you spend campaigning with the president. I think definitely we're going to be seeing more commemorations. But what a sad situation just for the ANC, because I mean, from what we've heard, from those in government chambers, he was a good candidate. He had, good plans for the city of Joburg. So it's really a big loss for the ANC and for the people of Johannesburg.
Absolutely. We continue sending our condolences to his family and loved ones. Just lastly, Rochelle, here, the Witness newspaper leading with the Zulu royal family seeking funds to host annual festival. The article talks about how they're actually being, made to beg for donations just to obviously host the one of the biggest upcoming annual traditional festivals. This after the government has suspended financial support. This is going to be quite a knock here for the Zulu royal family, who's used to enjoying some financial support from government.
Yes, it's a big event. I mean, we know it as former King Shaka Day. So it's quite a big blow, I think, for the Zulu nation. But, until the matter of the dispute over, the throne is resolved, I don't think that they'll be getting some funding from the provincial government anytime soon. What I found particularly interesting is that King Misuzulu Kazwelithini mentions that they have not been informed, or, officially from the provincial government why funding has not been forthcoming. That is very interesting, and I think it's going to be definitely one to watch going forward.
Absolutely. But we leave it there. Rochelle, always a pleasure talking to you. Rochelle de Kock from the Herald, taking through our newspaper headlines with us.